towards the east at speed of 3 meter per second. Swimmer who can swim in still water at 4 meter per second swims across the river, means he is swimming like this at his speed of 4 meter per second. 4 meter per second. Then what is the resultant? There are two velocities now. One directed this way, another one like this. So this is 3 and other one is 4. What is the resultant? That's it. Formula root of this is Vs swimmer speed, that is Vr. So root of resultant speed is Vs square plus Vr square, which becomes more now than his own speed, because partly river speed is increasing his speed. Root of 4 square plus 3 square, which becomes root of 16 plus 9, 25, and finally 5 meter per second. Now don't copy the next one. In connection with this, I have to tell you something more. Now what is the direction of this resultant speed of swimmer? How he is going actually? It is shown there in the figure. Right, he will go this way ultimately and reach the other shore, the other bank there at the point shown. Instead of reaching point Q, he will end up in reaching point R at some angle. That angle you can calculate actually here, tan theta. Tan theta is 4 by 3. So 1 point something will get 53 degree around will become the angle at which he will actually swim to reach the other side there at point R rather than point Q. Next, two more things I have to tell about this. The time taken to cross the river in this case is least in this particular case. When he aims to cross directly this way and travel along the PR, that will be the shortest time of journey for crossing the river. When he aims to cross this way, starts like this exactly, but because of the carrying speed of a river, he will go along this diagonal, hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. He will take least time for crossing. Whether his path is the shortest now, path is what is the path here? Path is PR. Path is PR, which is not shortest, because which is the shortest path? PQ is the shortest path. He is not going along PQ. He aims to go along PQ, but ends up going along PR. So it is not the shortest path possible. There are various paths here. By aiming in different directions, he can go this way, these different paths. But of these different paths available here, the least distance path is PQ, which is not attained now, but time taken is least. If he plans to go this way and ends up going like this, that will be the least time for crossing the river case. And how to find that least time? That least time is the easiest thing, which looks complicated, but the easiest thing to find out in such problems. It is just the width of the river divided by his own speed in the still water. That is 4 here. Suppose the width is given as 1000 meter. 1000 meter divided by 4 becomes 250 seconds. That will be the time. So I'll give points on this. Don't write anything, because there are several points to note on this problem, which can be the solution for various questions. So data is same. There is a river flowing from say west to east. He wants to cross the river. Now various conditions like what is the shortest path, or how much time will take to travel along shortest path, what is the shortest time, how he has to plan to go along shortest path. To go along this shortest path, what is the plan? He has to go this way. Now he wanted to go like this and he is going actually along PR. Suppose he has to go this way only. This is the actual path. Then what is the plan for that? No, he has to aim this way at some angle. Starting from this, not back. No, that does not make any difference. Does not make any difference. If you start somewhere here, Situation is exactly same now. If again plans here, he will go like this. So question is not about reaching this particular point. Traveling along shortest path, straight path, directly this way. You understood the point? I understood what you said. This is not the place where he has to go. That is not the point. He has to travel straight away this like this. And for that, he has to aim this way. So he plans to go this way and river will carry him so that resultant path will become PQ. And for that, there is a particular angle at which he has to aim. So that angle is a starting point now. With that angle, if he aims to go to the other side, he will end up traveling along exactly PQ or shortest path. Clear? So shortest path, shortest time, two important things connected with this, and different side by side questions like resultant velocity we have found here. And resultant velocity when he travels along this shortest path. That is also another question. So different questions are there. I will tell a few things about this which are normally asked, but there are many things which can be understood by understanding the situation completely in this case. So for the particular question, this is the only answer here, but other things I'll give it as a note here, one by one. They are not the part of the solution. So point number one here is the present path with the resultant velocity 5 meter per second. Present path, with the resultant velocity 5 meter per second is a PR, which is more, compared to the shortest path, PQ. Stress on this. Shortest path is PQ here. Perpendicular distance between the two sides. More compared to shortest path, PQ. Number two, to travel along shortest path, PQ. To travel along shortest path, PQ. He has to swim. At an angle theta with the vertical. Underline that. Theta with the vertical. Which is given by, that theta is given by sine theta is equal to VR divided by Vs. Speed of river divided by his own speed, because his own speed is like hypotenuse. River speed is like opposite side. Opposite by hypotenuse is sine theta. So what I have done here is opposite side divided by hypotenuse. That has given me this value. So when we know these two things, we can find out theta. For example, in this problem, VR 3, Vs 4, 3 by 4, 0.75. Search that in sine table, you will get around 46 degree, something like that. So if that angle he maintains, he will exactly go along this path, PQ. So question will be how he should swim to travel along the shortest path. The answers will be at an angle theta given by sine theta is equal to VR by Vs, etc. That will be the right option here. Number 3, the time taken to travel along the shortest path. Is not the shortest time. Underline that word. Is not a shortest time to cross the river. So it is only shortest path. The corresponding time is not a shortest time. Understood? What is that shortest? Time to cross along shortest path. It is a simply shortest path divided by not his own velocity, because his own velocity is actually along this way. Here you will have some other resultant now. For this velocity and river velocity, there is some other resultant. It is not 5 as we got earlier, because this angle is different. Last time we had a different angle. It was 90-degree angle between the two. Now it is not 90 degrees, some other angle. So if you take this square plus that square, 2p cube into cos of this angle, you will get a different answer. And you can also get that as a hypotenuse square minus opposite side square, because that resultant what you get will be fitting for this adjacent side exactly. Clear? So connected with the same point number 3, you write one more line. The resultant velocity along the shortest path, resultant velocity along the shortest path, I'll call it as R, is equal to Vs square minus Vr square root of that, because it is along hypotenuse square minus opposite side square. What is that in this particular case? 4 square minus 3 square, that is 16 minus 9, root of 7, 2 point something will get as a resultant velocity. Do you see the difference between the earlier resultant velocity we got in the beginning and this one? There he was aiming to travel straight like this. So angle was 90 degree between VR and Vs. Now that angle is different, so we get a different answer, which can also be obtained as this square minus this square and root of that. Or else you can use your resultant formula also for that. And number 4, the time taken to travel along the shortest path. Travel along the shortest path is t equal to that shortest path, pq, whatever the width given, divided by this r. That is, in my example here, pq by root 7 gives the not shortest time, but time to travel along the shortest path. And last thing I am going to give is the very important one, shortest time, how to find that. Point number 5 here, the shortest time to cross the river is simply given by t equal to that width pq divided by his own speed vs. You can see the difference here. Vs, that is 4. That is much bigger compared to root 7. Root 7 is 2 point something. This is 4. So automatically the time you get here is much smaller than the time in the previous case. So time when he actually goes here is more than the time when he goes along this path. This is the path along which time is least. Shortest time to cross the river. Although he goes along PR, we take PQ only here. PQ divided by own speed is actually equal to PR divided by, can you guess, sir? In the shortest time case, he is actually traveling along PR. So actual path PR by what will be equal to this value? His own speed there, the resultant speed, that is first thing we calculated, 5. So PR divided by 5 is actually equal to this PQ divided by 4. Because this is a right angle triangle. The corresponding sides are proportional to corresponding speeds we have taken. So this is also equal to, this time is equal to, here PR divided by 5 actually. So PQ divided by 4 it is, PQ by 4 or PR by 5. Both are exactly same if you calculate. Both will give you shortest time for journey. So you have to use this for some 2-3 questions coming later or different questions you get. The most important one is this one actually. First and foremost thing in these problems is what is the shortest time. And the calculation also is very easy. Width given, own speed given in still water. That ratio becomes the least time. And second thing is shortest path. Shortest path. Second thing, shortest path journey. Sorry, this is not time. I mean, what I want to say is this one. Second point. To travel along shortest path, what he has to do? He has to aim at a particular angle with vertical given by sin theta is equal to VR by Vs. They are the two most important things here. How he will go along shortest path and how he will go for shortest time and what is shortest time. So how he has to go for shortest time? Along a, no, how he should aim? Straight. Straight he has to aim. He will end up along PR. Then he will go with the shortest time in that case. Shortest path, he has to aim like this. So somewhat connected they are. When he goes, aims this way, he will go here. When he aims here, he will go along this path. Are these two angles same, this and this one? They are not same actually. It looks same here, my figure. They are different angles actually. So many things are there. You may have to take at least 1 hour to understand what I have said here and keep in mind. But at least the most important, do start things that you pay more attention. Other things with the slowly, by more exposure to different questions, you can think of these different calculations. They are actually not very difficult once you understand these two important things, point number 2 and point number 5. They are often asked in the exam. Okay, now next 13 is different. 13 question is not of this kind. Although river comes there and boat comes, it is not exactly same as the previous idea. More straightforward it is. But you have to understand the angle properly between the two different velocities, river velocity and boat velocity. Identify the angle properly, then you can get the resultant. So try to draw the figure for that. Rakesh is present. How is the river flowing here? Towards north, no? Boat is moving towards north. Okay. This is not east exactly. Read question carefully. 60° east of south. 60° east of south. He is moving towards north. So boat is going this way. This is east, 60° east of south. This is 60° east of south. Here is south. 60° towards east from south. That is the direction of water current. This is VW or V of river. What is that given? Speed 15 meter per second, 15 kilometer per hour. Then boat is moving towards north. Boat is going like this with the speed of 30. So V of boat is here, 30 kilometer per hour. So these are the two velocities. What is the angle between the two velocities now? So difficult. This is one velocity. Other one is here. What is the angle between them? 90 plus 30. 90 plus 30. Totally 120 can write, or 90 plus 30 also okay. Then as usual, resultant velocity is asked. Resultant velocity. So root of VR square, V of boat square, 2 VR VB into cos of 120. Root of 1400, I don't think. Root of VR square is 15 square, 225, plus 30 square, plus 2 into 15 into 30 into minus half. So that is subtracted, third part. Don't forget that. Cos 120 is negative. So 900 plus 225, 1000 minus this is 450. 450 plus 225, 675 it is. Square root of 675. It should be almost 26 something. Because 25 square is 625, 26 square is 676. So close to 26, I think, is the answer. Approximately, you can take it as 26 kilometer per hour becomes the velocity of resultant velocity here of boat. Question number 15 and 16 are about that shortest path, shortest time kind of questions. Try to solve question number 15. Least distance or shortest distance. How he has to swim means what we have to calculate here. Correct. Theta. Theta with the vertical you have to identify here. In fact, clue is given which direction he should swim. So direction is always about theta. What's the angle? 30 Allah, correct. Exactly 30 you'll get here. River is flowing from west to east this way at 5 meter per second, and he is having his original speed as 10 vs 10. If he wishes to go this way, he has to aim like this. So here the speed should be 10, and this angle theta should be such that sin theta must be equal to 5 divided by 10 it becomes. So sin theta should be V of river by V of swimmer, that is 5 by 10 half, or theta must be equal to 30 degree here. So he has to swim at an angle of 30 degree with the vertical in order to travel along the shortest path. Can you tell me what is his resultant velocity along that path? Not asked. 10 square minus 5 square root, that is root 75 becomes a speed resultant velocity there along that path. Not asked if required. And even you can calculate what time he takes for that. That distance, least distance by his resultant velocity gives the corresponding time. Okay, anyway, that is not asked if required. So next go to question number 16, which is about shortest time connected to the same question. Width given now. What is the formula for shortest time? Shortest time is given by width upon the own speed. That is how much? 10. So 1 kilometer width is given as 1 kilometer. That is 1000 meter divided by 10. So answer becomes simply How much? 100 seconds here. This is not the time along the shortest path. It is just about shortest time in this case. Time here, if you calculate, root of 75 comes 25 root 3, 5 root 3 it becomes almost 8 point something. So 1000 by 8 point something automatically becomes more than 100 seconds. The time when it travels along shortest path is more than this one. That time is 1000 divided by 8 point something, 5 root 3 it becomes. Whereas this is 10 here. Therefore, the time is less in this case. Do you understand? Shortest time is different from time along shortest path. That is more time actually than this one, if you calculate. So although question looks a bit complicated, an idea, the method to find out answer is very simple here. If shortest time is asked, width divided by the own speed, still water speed, not the resultant. Don't think about that. Still water speed gives the direct answer here as 100 seconds in this problem. Okay, let us finish those MCQs also. I think first two we finished, no? Third one, particle has initial speed given. Ask direct question again. What is answer? Like we solved a couple of problems. 7, 3i plus 0.4i into 10. I part velocity, initial velocity plus corresponding acceleration into time. Similarly, j part initial velocity plus corresponding acceleration into time. I think both of them become 7 and 7, no? Separately. Therefore, 7i plus 7j becomes the answer. And magnitude wise, root of 7 square plus 7 square becomes the answer. Speed is nothing but magnitude. Speed is nothing but magnitude. So root of 7 square plus 7 square becomes exactly 7 root 2. Answer. Option B. Question number 4, I think I have mentioned earlier. What is the answer? Correct. If two equal vectors have resultant same as the individual vector value, the angle must be 120 degree. C is the answer. Question number 5. What do you have to do here? What is the meaning of A plus B? A plus B is nothing but vector sum. It is not adding the two values A and B. Vector A plus vector B or resultant of them is referred to as vector sum. What is vector sum in this figure? Vector A plus vector B is nothing but resultant, which is given by law of parallelogram of vectors. The diagonal gives the resultant here, or exactly vector A plus vector B. Don't write. This is not the answer. I'm trying to give you some clue about this. What's happening here? So two vectors A and B have a resultant P given as P here. P is the resultant of two vectors A and B. Then what is the meaning of A minus B? A minus B is nothing but A same. B instead of this way, it is exactly opposite to original one. That is the meaning of A minus B. This is negative vector for A, B in this case, whose resultant is how much? The corresponding diagonal. It's here. Is it same as that one? Is it same? Never. Why it is not the same? The angle is acute. Resultant is bigger. Cos theta is positive. When it becomes obtuse, cos theta is negative. In your p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta, third part is subtracted. So you will get a lesser resultant. So this is what denoted there as a q, a minus b. Q equal to a minus b is this one. They are never equal, but it is given that they are equal in this case. P and Q are equal. When they can be equal? They can be equal. The same resultant, how is it possible when B is reversed? B is opposite, first only it is told. B reversed, and how can we have same resultant? It's not same. What is told is magnitude is same. Magnitudes, only values, not direction. But even values are not becoming same, I am telling here. When you reverse the vector B, when it can be same? Under only one condition it can be same. When this case, if you have A and B like this, here is A and this one is B, this is minus B. Now, don't you have the same magnitude in both the cases for B positive and B negative? The vector B minus B is opposite to B, as well as the diagonal will be same in both the cases for one direction of B and reverse direction of B. So what is the condition required? When the two vectors A and B are, what is the angle between them? Perpendicular to each other, only we can have vector A plus B equal to vector A minus B. So answer is 5/2 C. So better draw the figure and try to understand what's happening here. So these are the two possibilities with the B in one direction and B in the reverse direction. To take these three different situations. Of course, third is combination of both, but with a different angle between A and B. Here you got a very small angle between A and B. Here you got a bigger angle because B is opposite. The common thing is B is in opposite direction in figure 1 and 2 as well as in figure 3. Both put together in figure 3. So when you can write one statement, when B is reversed, the magnitude of resultant remains the same. Only if when B is reversed, the magnitude of resultant remains the same. Under that word same, comma. Only if, what is the condition? A is perpendicular to B. Only if A is perpendicular to B. Next, go to question number 6. There are 4 different pairs given. Which are the pairs? 1 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 1 cm, 3 cm, 2 cm, 5 cm, 2 cm, 7 cm. And you want a resultant of 4. Where 4 cannot be obtained is the question. How to decide this? Two given vectors can produce any resultant between two extreme values. Which are those extreme values? It should be P. What is the maximum possible resultant? P plus Q, numerical addition, which happens when theta is equal to 0. Similarly, what is the least possible resultant? And when that happens? When angle is 180 degree between the two vectors, and that is actually equal to P minus Q. So, P plus Q is a maximum resultant and P minus Q is minimum. So, any resultant must be between any resultant R is such that this R must be less than or equal to P plus Q, must be greater than or equal to P minus Q. Now, in which case this condition is not satisfied? 4 is the value what you need. You check whether it is coming between these extreme values or not. You understood the question? So, in the first case, 1 centimeter, 4 centimeter, can we have resultant 4? Yes. Yakandre, value should be between 5 and least 3. That is satisfied. 4 is between 3 and 5. Okay. Eradanedu. Maximum is 4. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ equal ಆಯಿತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೂರನೇದರಲ್ಲಿ 7 ಮತ್ತು 3. Is it satisfied? 4. Is it not between 3 and 7? ನಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಟೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್? ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಈಸ್ 4 ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ 3 and 7 ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್? that is satisfied. ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 4. Is it between 5 and 9? No. So only 4 result is not at all possible. So here minimum resultant minimum is 5 here. Maximum is 9. So 4 cannot be resultant at all in the fifth case. ಅದನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ resultant 4 is not possible ಅಂತ. Therefore option D is the right one here. 7. Angle is A dot B is AB cos theta. Correct. AB cos theta. AB cut ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಎರಡು ಬದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. Cos theta is equal to half. ಅಂದ್ರೆ theta 60 degree ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. And 8. Sorry, ಹಾಗೇನೆ AB sin theta. A cross B is nothing but AB sin theta. Therefore sin theta is equal to half and theta is equal to 30 degrees answer. B. So work on vectors. Temporarily I am stopping the second half regarding projectile motion and circular motion will be actually application of these ideas. 90% of these things will come in that part also regarding the vector basics, components, resultant, vector, and about direction aspects. All these things will come in the projectile motion. You have to retain all these points to understand better that particular part. Projectile motion. What is a projectile? Projectile is nothing but a body thrown into space like this. If you throw at some angle, it will not go straight. How is it the track of the body thrown? If you throw a body like this up, how it will go? It will travel along a curved path. Parabola is formed by the movement of this body. Trajectory it is called. Trajectory is this path of body thrown, and trajectory is always a parabola. Why it is a parabola? What is the reason behind that? As the body travels, there are two things controlling this movement. One, inertia, the velocity with which it is thrown, that cannot be lost by it immediately. It is trying to preserve that, tends to retain that. Secondly, gravity is pulling it down. A new thing comes into picture there. So due to the action of gravity and its original velocity, it will travel along this curved path. And first of all, we should know about the two components of the velocity. If the velocity of throw is u, what is the horizontal component? U cos theta. And vertical component? U sin theta. Are these two components keeping constant throughout the motion? These are the initial components of velocity. Gradually, what happens to velocity as it goes up? Decreases. Velocity decreases. Why velocity decreases? Why velocity decreases? Gravity is acting against one part of the velocity. Which part? I said there are two parts of velocity, horizontal part and vertical part. Horizontal part is pulling it to the side, right side. That's why it's going that side. Vertical part is pulling it upwards. So it's going up also. Now one of these two is actually constant. Other one is changing. Which is changing? Which is constant? U cos theta is a constant. Why U cos theta is constant? Gravity is a constant. Then gravity is not constant for U sin theta. No. Your answer is wrong. Gravity is always constant. Gravity is constant is not the answer for any question. It is not gravity different for this body and this body. Gravity, Earth is not making any partiality. But gravity is helpless for any velocity along the horizontal. Gravity cannot alter that. Gravity can alter when velocity or any vector is making any other angle than 90 degree with it. If I push a body like this body will have decreasing velocity because of friction only, not because gravity is pulling it down. If friction is not there, the body will travel for a much longer path. Friction is reducing the speed along the horizontal. But here, when I throw it up, it is not friction. What is it? Gravity. Gravity is pulling it back. Because gravity is able to exhibit its energy or ability only when the velocity is opposite to it or any other angle than 90 degree. For this 90 degree journey, gravity is helpless. It cannot alter that. For example, this stool, is it moving? Is it moving on this? Why it is not moving? The answer is gravity is not pushing it. Friction is if friction is not there, it will be moving here on this. My question is why it is at rest, why it is not moving? Correct. Gravity is not acting along the 90 degree plane compared to the direction of it. Direction is downward. See, instead of this, you imagine this surface. Somebody, Mr. Darshan is looking very strong. Say he's given a job, lift it. You lift from one side like this. What happens then? If one side is lifted, what happens? It starts its downward journey this way. Why? 90 degree angle condition is now spoiled. You have got some other angle. So for this gravity, the angle is no more 90. A part of gravity is pulling it down now. So for any horizontal plane, gravity is ineffective. It can only pull it down for body moving upwards is unable to push or pull any body along the horizontal here. So our u cos theta is along the horizontal. Whether it is kept on the surface or it's kept going like this. In any case, the horizontal part of the vector cannot be influenced by gravity. Therefore, u cos theta remains a constant. But this uplifting part, u sin theta, that is changing. That becomes lesser, lesser, lesser and becomes a 0. So what is the velocity at the highest point? A very important simple question. I'm sure many will give wrong answer. Answer is? Okay, now some people change the answer. I heard 3 zeros earlier. 3 were simply silent, not because they were not able to give that wrong answer. For some reason they were silent. Almost everyone says answer same, 0. Velocity at the highest point is not 0. That's what I have been telling for the last 10 minutes. What is the velocity at the highest point? There are 2 parts in the velocity, u cos theta and u sin theta. U cos theta is unchanged. I will represent by this line. This is u cos theta representative. This much length I should give. See the figure here what I have drawn. What does it mean? Correct. Now someone is giving the answer. At the highest point is u cos theta itself. That remains unchanged. That is why after coming to this point it is not falling. If it becomes 0, it has to fall from that point. Why it is not falling? So that right side pulling factor is still present in it. So u cos theta is unchanged. Everywhere I have to maintain the same length. Whereas u sin theta part, that is changing. See, initially this much is u sin theta. Next this much. Next still small. And here it is a 0. Then how should I draw here? Like this. Pink indicates u sin theta part. Initially it is decreasing, decreasing and finally 0. But velocity is not 0 at the highest point. It is a u cos theta only. While coming down, u sin theta part is decreasing and becomes maximum again at the same point where it has maximum value in the beginning there. When it comes to that particular plane, in a downward direction it is of same value like in the beginning. So in our motion in one dimension, what happens for the body thrown vertically up, how the velocity is decreasing and becoming 0, that is applicable only for u sin theta in this case, not for entire velocity. So you can consider this as a combination of 2 different velocities behaving independently, no connection. U cos theta one, u sin theta another. Just like 2 friends who do not speak to each other now. Some clash they had and they have got independent behavior. Even when they are face to face, not smiling as if they are very strangers. That way u cos theta and u sin theta have no connection. They have got totally different behaviors. U cos theta remaining a constant, u sin theta decreasing and becoming 0 and then again increasing in the downward direction. So with these basic things, you can go for a few derivations, equations, problems, etc. We'll see the next.